Hey, I'm Rob. Welcome back to PhotoBite. Hey, I'm Rob. Welcome back to PhotoBite. Hollyland are pretty well known in the industry for their wireless video systems, but what a lot of people don't know is they do audio as well. And this little kit, the Lark 150, has some pretty cool and unique features. So let's check it out. It's got this like Rode Wireless Go kind of form factor that everyone's used to by now. I'm quite fond of this kind of form factor. It's really small and compact, and you can just plug a lav into it and just really easy to hide in any piece of clothing. And yes, it is a dual mic system, so I'm wearing one right now. It's connected to my belt. I've got another one here, and you can use both at the same time. They say it's got a 100-meter range, but we'll test that a little later. Built-in headphone monitoring is always great to see, as not every camera comes with a headphone out, and a great big OLED screen, making it super easy to monitor your levels. You can run the mic headless without any lavalier connected and just clip it onto your subject like this if you want. Or it does come with 2 included lavalier mics that you can just connect and get more of that lavalier sound that you're used to. Obviously, throughout the whole review, I'll be using the microphone so you can hear how it sounds and get an idea of the quality and the clarity. I won't be applying any effects to the audio other than maybe a bit of gain here and there to just match the audio throughout, so you can get a really good idea of how well it performs. If you've got 2 mics, you can choose either to have them both going mono, so they're both recording on both the left and right channel. You can choose to split them in the stereo, so if you have 2 people talking, you can split the audio after the fact and have them completely separated. And one nice feature is if you're using only one microphone, you can have a safety track. So one channel will be the normal gain stage that you set, and the other channel will be 6 decibels lower. So if there's any peaks or pops, you can use the safety track and all your worries are gone. This is a really nice feature to have, and not a lot of these kind of microphones have that built in. Hollyland always makes really high quality, super nice and premium feeling devices. The build quality is always impeccable, and this is no exception. Speaking of which, this is the charging case. This is one of the cool features that I've not seen before in these kind of microphones, and it's such a good idea. Think of it like Apple AirPods. When you're done using them, put them in the case and they start charging. The exact same goes here. Obviously, I'm wearing the kit right now, so I'll cut some B-roll so you can see it, what it looks like in the case. You never have to worry about the kit being charged or whatever, because once you put the transmitters and the receiver inside this, they start charging instantly. The transmitters themselves have 4.5 hours of battery life. The receiver has 7.5 hours of battery life, and the case can charge the full system 2.5 times over, which is amazing for like shooting all day. If you're only using one mic, you could easily use a mic until it's dead, plop it in the case, swap it out and go again. If you're using both mics, then yeah, you will have to stop and put them both on charge once they both die, but still an amazing charging solution here. Also, the transmitters both charge in about 1.5 hours and the receiver charges in about 2 hours. So not too long to wait to get it up to full charge, but obviously you don't have to charge it fully if you don't need that full 7.5 hours on the receiver or whatever. As I mentioned earlier, it also comes with this little bag where included comes 2 lavalier mics, which you can't say comes with every one of these kind of microphones because these can be quite pricey. I'm wearing one right now, is the other one. And also in the bag is furry windshields that you can put directly on the microphone if you want to run them headless. And finally, in the bag, it comes with a TRS and a TRRS cable, so you can run this on a smartphone as well. So super versatile. As you can hear, it sounds very clear, very nice. It's a very professional sound in such a small form factor. The signal coming out of the receiver as well is quite hot, but that can be a good thing. I've got my gain on my camera all the way down so I can really reduce the amount of noise coming through. And I've got the microphone set to about halfway, about 10 on the scale. I think it goes up to 20. On the receiver itself, there's these great big mute buttons and dials that you can change the gain on the fly as you're going, and a hold on either of the buttons will switch you between the mono, stereo and safety track mode. And when the receiver's in the case, it will even give you a readout of the charge of all the devices in the case and the case battery itself, so it's very easy to see how much battery life you have left. Yeah, as you can hear, it sounds very clear, very professional, really nice sounding microphone. But obviously I'm indoors right now, so there's not a lot of background noise, not a lot of wind. So let's go out, test that 100-meter range and see how they sound in the wind. And we're outside. As you can see, it is an extremely windy day now. I'm on the headless mode on the microphone, so I'm not using the lav right now, which is a great opportunity to use this wind muff. If I attach it here, you might notice there's quite a lot less wind noise, and it will probably protect against those big gusts we get here and there. Now it's starting to rain a little bit, so I'm going to have to be a little bit concise here. I'm going to now switch from the wind muff to the lavalier and see how well that works in this wind, in this environment. And I'm just going to do a little bit of a range test. So right now you can hear me on the lav. I'm just going to start walking down that way and we'll see how well it performs. Yeah, I'm just going to take a bit of a walk down here. Not exactly sure about the distance here, but I've had microphones break up near the end here, so give us a good idea of the kind of range to expect out of this. Okay, I'm walking and I'm going to do a bit of turning around here and there because I know these mics like to have a line of sight. The mic is attached to my front here, so if I keep walking, I'm walking away from the camera and I'm talking. I always find it really hard to figure out exactly exactly what to say in these situations because I run out very quickly. But if I keep talking, I'm breaking up apparently, I've been given the wave. Am I sounding all right now? Okay, apparently I'm sounding all right with line of sight to the camera, but I'm guessing these trees in the way are making it break up, or is it okay? Okay, the trees aren't the problem, I think it's a line of sight issue. Is it breaking up? Yeah, so about this distance, you need to make sure the microphone is in good view of the receiver, otherwise you tend to break up. Anyway, I'm going to keep going a bit with continuing with line of sight and see if it continues to be okay. Now I've got quite a distance now and it still seems to be connected. It's quite nice having an assistant with me today to be able to tell me if it has broken up, as before I would just walk off, continue talking and none of the footage recorded. But yeah, still performing. You can still hear me. Does it sound good? Sounds all right. Just have to maintain that line of sight because as soon as I turn off, is probably way more than you would need with these kind of microphones, as they are more for talking heads or interviews kind of settings. But for that distance, it's still quite a bit. Now, compared to the Rode Wireless Go 2, which is 200 meters, that may be a little short, but this mic setup gives you so many more features than the Rode system does. If anything, it gives you most of the features the Rode does, other than the range, for about the same price. These retail at about £250, but I've seen them jumping between 200 and 250, which is not a lot. You would think with this system, it would cost you way more money for something this professional. Also, this is a great way of testing the safety track mode. At the moment, I'm recording with safety track. I'll play one for you here. So this is the normal version, and this is the 6 decibel reduction version. So if I do things like clap or shout, it doesn't matter if it peaks because I can use the safety track version and all's good. There's no distortion, no peaking. So yeah, that was the safety track mode, and I guess I might as well give a quick demo of the stereo mode while we're here because I have my sister behind the camera. Say hello.
Hello.
And I have a mic on myself. And as you can see, both tracks can be completely separated and there's no crosstalk. I think that's all the testing that I needed to do. Let's go back to the studio for our final thoughts. So yeah, the Hollyland Lark 150. Such a good idea. This case, I am so surprised I haven't seen it done before. I'm not sure if anyone's done it before. Nicking this idea straight from Apple with the AirPods. Obviously it's not AirPods, so this is a completely unique product, but it's such a good idea for these kind of microphones. When you're on the go and you're shooting interviews and such, you need something that's quick and easy to use and you don't have to worry about. With this, just knowing that you're not using them, you know they're being charged, so you never have to worry about them being charged. Obviously, make sure the case is charged, but them being charged 2.5 times over means even if you use this for a shoot, there's a high chance that the case will have enough charge in it to charge your microphones overnight, ready for the next day. And because you just want to put them away when you're done, just out of habit because it's such a nice case, just putting them away without thinking you're putting them on charge. Maybe if both transmitters die, then you're a little stuck because there is no way to charge these other than in the case. So other mics allow you to plug in USB-C power while using them, but they might have chose to not go with this as that can tend to add a bit of noise and hum to your sound. Also, it might be a consideration to get them so damn small. But if the case did die, you can put any device inside the case and charge the case over USB-C through a power bank, for example. But if you're just filming with one microphone, I can see you never running out of power throughout a whole day shoot if you're swapping mics. Obviously, it resembles the Rode Wireless Go system quite a bit. Not to say they have, you know, complete rights over this type of design, but I think it was a conscious choice by them to make this kind of case system work, as it fits and just feels so perfect. The magnets, when they snap in, so satisfying. It's just loads of thought went into this case. And the case is very, very nice, but there's like this little gap here which I think is supposed to hold the TRS cable, but it doesn't fit very well. And maybe it would have been nice to be able to store the lavs in the kit as well, because having the bag separate kind of defeats the purpose of this compact, nice design. But maybe they chose not to do that just to make sure this was as small as it could be. I don't see why adding an inch on top would be that bad if you could fit both the lavs in here as well as the TRS cable. But it's not that big of a problem having the lavs in a separate little pouch in your bag. Obviously, I think the sound of the device is excellent, but it can be quite a subjective thing. So you've heard the mic throughout this whole video. Let me know what it sounds like in the comments below, because everyone's different. You might not like the sound, it might be a bit too clear for you, you might want a bit more warmth, but I think they're great nonetheless. Now, they've been definitely borrowing some ideas from other companies. Apple with the AirPod style case, Rode with the Wireless Go kind of form factor. I want them to nick another thing from Rode. If they can nick that 200-meter range and like stability, that would make this the best consumer wireless lav system out there. At the moment, it's definitely up there. It's definitely one of my favorites now. I am blown away with this product. But if they could do that little bit more, this could be incredible. Not just amazing, but incredible. As when you get to that 100-meter range, it can start breaking up a little bit and become a little unstable. Just a little bit more range on it, you're looking at like nearly professional grade quality in something this small and this convenient. But yeah, that has been the Lark 150 from Hollyland. Let me know your thoughts on this microphone in the comments below, or if you think there's anything better than it, or any other one that's done a design like this. I'd really be interested to see if there are more, as this is the first I've seen. But yeah, I've been Rob. This has been Photobite. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and if you want to keep up to date with what we have coming next, a little hint here for you. We've got more Hollyland stuff. Hit the bell as well, because that will keep you notified as soon as anything goes live. Bye-bye.